Hello. Oh, so many people on this evening. How is everyone doing? Can I get somebody who's got their video on to give me a little thumbs up if you can see me and hear me okay? Yay, I see lots of thumbs up. Wonderful. Hello. It's Monday. It's Monday evening. We're almost done. We almost made it. I was just looking and my husband asked me, he's like, so were you busy today? I'm like, do you know what I do for a living? I was up at 4:30 this morning. I had 10 clients. We got picked up the kids after school off the bus. I had a consultation. I watched a webinar. I just took an hour breather and now I'm teaching class. So needless to say, when this class is over, guess where I'm going? Right to bed. So yes, Mondays for personal trainers are a little crazy because everybody wants to do everything on Monday, right? And Friday, I'm like, what am I going to do now? So welcome everyone. If this is the first time you've ever done one of my classes, I'm so glad that I'm going to lull you into this false sense of security that I'm really calm and nice and yeah. So you show up again tomorrow night and you just get like a completely different version of Deb. So I'm drinking my herbal tea. I drank my almost 4 liters of water today, and I decided to end the day with a herbal tea while I was teaching class. So non-caffeinated, obviously. So it goes towards my water intake. For those of you that were wondering that, I know I had a couple of people asking me that question if herbal tea counts. As long as it's not caffeinated, it'll count for sure. All right, so I see a few more people getting on. I just wanted to leave it for a minute to make sure. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. To get started, we're just gonna have a seat and you can sit any way you want. I'm sitting on a little bolster. If you have a cushion lying around, sometimes getting your bum and your hips a little bit higher than your knees just helps relax that a little bit. I know sometimes if you're down on the ground, you kind of get in this position and it's not comfortable at all. So you can sit in a chair, you can sit with your legs this way, you can sit, you know, I'm not picky. This isn't a traditional yoga flow class. This is really very much about what muscles have we been working the last week and what really needs to be stretched out. So that's what I focus on. So it's generally, I work hip flexors, glutes, hamstrings, calves, lower back, and then we also do some upper body, especially the back, stretching at the back, stretching at the chest, that sort of thing. So you'll see a lot of those repeated over and over again. Tonight, we did a lot of lower body last week. I got a lot of emails and messages, especially after Wednesday's class and Saturday's class, I think, was like, what did we do and why are my legs so sore? So that's what I decided we're going to stretch out tonight: hamstrings, hip flexors, calves, inner thigh, lower back, that sort of thing. So please always be aware of your body. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. Pay attention to how you're feeling. If anything makes you feel really uncomfortable, don't feel you have to stay in that position. Okay, if you've ever been to a yoga class where you feel really pressured to hold all these crazy poses, the benefit is you're at home and I'm the only one that's really looking at you right now. And some of you, I can't even see you. I just see your name. So you get to do whatever you want. So we're going to do some stretching, work through that, and then we're going to spend probably about 10 minutes at the end where I do a little bit of relaxation. Sometimes I don't even get the full 10 minutes, depends on how long we do with the stretching. 10 minutes at the end, a little bit of relaxation. I do just a like 2 or 3 minute shavasana where we just completely close our eyes and relax in silence. Please don't be worried if you fall asleep. You're at home. So if you fall asleep, what I do at the end of the class, it happens a lot, is if I notice somebody hasn't moved out of that lying down position, I just end the meeting and you don't have to worry that you're gonna, be on Zoom all night long, okay? So if you feel like your body is drifting off anytime during this, let it go, let your body go. Your body's telling you something and you need to listen to it, okay? So we're gonna start, if you're comfortable, just closing your eyes. However you feel is best seated, whatever makes you most comfortable. And I just want you to pay attention to your body for a second. Pay attention to your breath. Bring your focus to your breath. Feel the breath going in through your nose. And notice where that breath is going. Is it going more into your shoulder area or the upper chest? Or are you breathing really deep breaths that go almost all the way to your belly? Does the air feel cool or warm when it's going in and out of your nose? We spend so much time in our mind throughout the day, just do, that we forget to bring ourselves to our body. And just focusing on a couple little things can just bring you here. Focus on your hands. What are your hands touching right now? Are they touching your legs? Or are they touching the floor or a mat? What does that feel like? And if you're touching your legs, where do you feel it more? In your leg or in your hand? That's a tough one. Are your hands warm or are they cool? Bring your attention to your feet. What are they touching? Are they touching a mat? Are they touching hardwood? Are they touching carpet or a blanket? Are they touching your legs? And if they're touching your legs, where do you feel it more? In your legs or in your feet? Can you go back and forth between the two? Are your feet warm or are they cool? Bring your attention to your eyes. Are they relaxed? Or do you find them fluttering? No judgment, just noticing. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out nice and slow. Do that one more time. Inhale just a little bit slower. Exhale it out just a little slower still. And very gently, you can open your eyes, come back into the room. And now I can officially say, welcome, we are here. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna slide my bolster out of the way. We're just gonna warm up our hips, warm up our body, warm up our arms, just warm everything up because we're gonna use our wrists, we're gonna use our knees and our hips and all that stuff. So we're just gonna start with some circles. Just some circles. Really good. This reminds me, whenever I do these, it reminds me of like elementary school gym class. Remember, you always had to do circles. There was always circles of something. Really good. Another direction. And then I become adult and I go, oh, the circles work. They're good. Really good. Let's go with the elbows. Let's do some circles at the elbows. Beautiful. And I just remembered I forgot to put my sign on my door saying I was doing a live class, do not disturb. If you see like a figure show up here in the size of an 8-year-old boy, then yeah, I forgot to put my sign up. Go in the other direction if we haven't done that already. Hopefully they remember it's Monday night. Good. Hopefully they're in bed. Let's roll the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. Make it nice and big. Bring it forward, push back. Beautiful. Let's go in the other direction. Bring them forward, down. Open up the chest. Let's make it a little bit more exaggerated with the arms. Bring the elbows up. Roll it around. Open up the chest and push them back. Really good. Beautiful. Hands on your knees, please. What we're going to do is we're going to do some circles with the hips. So let's take it. So we're going to come around. So I want you to bring your chest towards your right knee, and I really want you to push your chest out. You're going to bring it across to your left knee, keeping your hands on your knees. What you're going to do now is you're going to hold on to those knees as you pull back, pull in your tummy, and use your hands to really stretch out the mid back and come all the way around. Oh, that felt good on the back. Feels good on the hips and the hip flexors and the glutes. Oh, everything that's tight, right? You always find out when you start stretching what needs to be stretched. So often we just go throughout our day, we go, and we ignore what our body's telling us, right? When do we normally listen to our body? What do you think? When something's wrong, right? When something's hurting, when something's aching, when we're starving, that's a big one, or we're really, really thirsty. That's when, let's go the other direction. That's when we usually listen to our body. But if you really start to get in tune with your body, you hear it whispering to you a little bit more as opposed to yelling at you, right? It's like, oh, I think you're starting to get hungry, or maybe it's time for a little water, or can you stretch your back out a little bit, please? Let's stretch us out. And your body is going to thank you when you do that. Really good. Excellent. Come back to a seated position. We're just going to bring the feet out in front and just rock. I just put my hands back a little bit just to lean back, and we're going to go side to side with the knees. Just a little stretch side to side. While you're doing that, I just got to hook my microphone onto my shirt. I don't like having both earpieces in my ears. My ears don't like them. Good. Go side to side. And see if you can bring both knees. If you want to take your feet a little bit wider, see if you can bring both knees to the floor. And when you do, you're going to find that your bottom comes off. And if you keep your hand down, reach down, you're going to feel that in through your chest as well. You're going to start stretching in through your chest. And it's okay to exaggerate some of those motions. Really good. And what we're going to do this time now, when we come across, as you do that chest stretch, lift your hand off and bring it around. Come down, the other hand down, both knees to one side. So they're going to the left side right now for me, and my right arm is coming up to the left. Take your time, follow your breath. Really just allow that to stretch. Now from here, the next time you go over, we're going to come up onto our knees and our hand. Lift the body up and stretch out that side. Good. Down, across. I'm pressing into my left hand, reaching up. Beautiful. And you don't have to go my speed. What I ask you to do is just follow your breath. Let your breath lead the way. If you feel like you want to slow down, you go ahead and go a little slower. Reach it up. Let's just do a couple more here. And bring that back down to the center. Let's extend the legs out. Now, for some people, this is very challenging. Just to sit on the floor with the legs straight, right? A lot of times we either want to lean back or we want to round. So this is very challenging. So what we're just going to do right now is I just want you to be aware of how you feel with your legs together, your feet straight, your heels pushing away, your toes pulling back. And tell me, just kind of think about how your body is feeling, right? Is something really tight? If something feel really uncomfortable like this? And from here, I want you to pretend you're in a rowboat and you've got some oars. And I want you to reach forward just a little bit, just a little tiny bit. It doesn't matter if your back rounds a little bit for now. And then I want you to pull back. And when you pull back, I'm going to turn to the side. When you pull back, you're going to lean back and engage your core. Then I want you to bring forward and pull back. That's it. So we're warming up the hips, we're warming up the hamstrings, and of course, by that leaning back, we're warming up the core. Pull back. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you do any ab crunches or bicycles tonight. I promise. Tomorrow night. Good. Reach and pull. And each time you reach, just see if you can go just a teensy tiny bit further. No pain though. When you're stretching, you never want to feel pain. There could be a point of tension, but no pain. Roll back. Let's do 2 more of those. Pull back. 1 more. Reach it forward with the arms and come back to a nice neutral position and just see how that feels. Pay attention to how that's feeling now. Any different? Still a bit the same? It's okay. It's okay if it's the same. Really good. All right, we're going to roll over onto all fours. Hands and knees. If at any point you feel pain in your wrists or you feel pain in your knees, you can double up your mat a little bit, fold it up a little bit. Wrists, just come out of the pose for a second, rock the wrists back and forth, and that really helps, okay? So on all fours, right here, I'm going to slide my belt out of the way. From here, we're just going to do a little cat-cow. So we're going to take an inhale in. As you do, I'd like you to push your chest forward, look up. You can dip your belly down just a little bit. Don't dump into your lower back. Big inhale. As you exhale, I want you to press those hands into the floor like you're trying to push your body away, round your back, and pull your tummy in nice and tight. Do another inhale. And exhale. So this movement, you really want this movement to follow your breath as opposed to the other way around. Exhaling as you press into the floor. Inhaling as you look up. That's it, almost there. Beautiful. And from here, just really quickly, I know some of you hate it when I do this, when I make you do this. I'm gonna curl those toes under. Some of you just went, oh no. And then very slowly, I'd like you to try to sit back onto your feet. Now, some of you love this, and some of you are like, I don't know what the big deal is. And some of you are going, what kind of pain is this? If this causes you pain, please just lean forward a little bit until you find your point of tension. Okay, so your toes are curled under, you're stretching the bottom of your feet. Oh, we need to give our feet some love. I know it doesn't feel like it all the time, but we do. And just come forward, bring the top of your feet down onto the mat so you're pointing your toes. Have a seat on the feet and just move the feet or the bum just across the feet, just a little bit, just a bit of a massage for the top of the feet. Really good. If this bothers your knees at all, what you can do is take a towel and put it behind your knees. That helps. We're going to do that one more time. Curl those toes under. Come back and have a seat. Whatever you can do. Really good. Breathe. Please breathe, especially if this is really hard on the feet. Please just breathe through it. But again, no pain. Point of tension, no pain. Let's bring it forward, point the toes, and have another seat down. Oh, that felt good. All right, we are going to come back onto all fours again. This time what we're going to do is we're just going to bring the left foot out, reach it out, and then I want you to bring it all the way in between your arms. Press it out. You can look up. Inhale, exhale, pull the knee in. Tuck the head under. Inhale up. Exhale in. Inhale. And exhale. Two more of those. One more. And bring that in. Good, let's do the other leg. So extend it out, look up, inhale, exhale, bring that knee in. Inhale out and in. Bring it out. We'll do a few more of these and then we're going to go right into our hip flexors. We're going to start off with those lovely hip flexors along the front of our hips. 2 more here. One more. And relax that down. Good. Just one on the other side. We're going to go back to the other leg. The same thing we just did, extend it out. But this time, I want you to come in and I want you to walk your foot forward. Okay? Now, when you're stretching the hip flexors, what I see a lot when people do this is they kind of do this sort of stretch, right? They come down. This is not really stretching the hip flexor much at all. So what you want to do to really target, actually, let me turn this way so you can see this leg, because this is the hip that I'm actually stretching, not the one that's in front. So what I want you to do is when you bring that leg out, I want you to bring it out further than where your knee is. So it's bigger than a 90-degree angle here. Now, you're going to take your hands and you're going to put them on your hips. Keeping your chest up, I want you to take your thumbs and I want you to start pushing, mine are tight today, start pushing those hips forward, but staying high with your body. Don't lower down. The minute you bend over, you're going to take that pressure off the hip flexor. I really want you to think about stretching through here. So keep your body nice and tall, pressing it down. Everybody okay? Doing okay? Some people, again, love this, and some people do not like it. Really depends on how tight you are through that area. For all of you that have just joined my Ignite program and you haven't really gone through a lot of the workouts yet, wait till next Monday, and then you might feel it more. You're like, oh, she's not so bad. She doesn't yell at us. Somebody said she yells at us. No, not at all. Breathe through that. Take one more breath. And what we're going to do here, we're going to push back, bring the arms down, bring that toe up. So we're just going to stretch out the hamstring a little bit. So my toe is up. If you can reach down and grab that toe, you can. Don't pull too hard. We're just getting a little bit of tension there just to feel that stretch along the calf and the hamstring. Really good. Remember, we're not looking for perfection here. We're just looking for you to allow your body to stretch. Really good. And we're going to come up nice and slowly, and then we're going to go to the other side. That was my knee that just cracked, by the way. Now for this one, I do need to fold my mat a few times because I really struggle with my left knee on my hardwood floor. So we're going to bring the other leg out. Again, stretching that leg out. So, because if you start here and you go to stretch, like there's nowhere really to go, right? You're just going to put a lot of pressure on your knee that you don't have to. So you want to put it out here. We're always about protecting our joints, please. Nice and tall, take a deep breath in, hands on your hips, and I really want you to use your hands, and I want you to think about pushing your hips forward, but keeping your body, so my body is still straight up here. I'm not leaning forward, straight up, but I'm pushing my hips this way towards my foot. Really good. And your back foot, it could be pointed, it could be flexed. I like pointing it, but it's entirely up to you, whatever's most comfortable for you. Just try to breathe through that, please. Really good. Really good. Very slowly, you can push back. You need to bring your hand down. You can pull those toes up, leaning back. If you can reach down, oh, that hamstring is tight today for sure. If you can hold on to those toes and pull them back just gently, please. Nothing too strenuous, nothing too hard. We don't want to pull anything. So I always say in yoga, it's that edge. You're looking for the edge, that spot where it goes, ooh, that's tight. Let's hold it there. And then you breathe through that. If it's painful, you need to come out of it a little bit. Really good. Excellent job. Good. You can come back onto all fours. I'm going to push my mat out a little bit. Come back onto all fours, hands directly underneath the shoulders. And then from here, you're going to walk each hand forward about 1 hand length. And I want you to spread your fingers as wide as you can. Curl the toes under, pressing your hands forward so that you're really pressing them into the floor. Push your knees off the floor and then push your bum nice and high and come into a downward dog. Your legs do not have to be straight. Some days I'm almost there, and other days I'm tight in my hamstrings a lot. So really, I would prefer for you to really get a nice back stretch here where your head is in between your hands. You're in a nice inverted pose. And if you want to bicycle the feet, or if you want to bend both knees to really get your body up, push the hips nice and high. That's perfectly okay. Really good. And let's just do that a few more seconds, a few more breaths. Really good. And let's just walk our hands and our feet together. Stay bent over. If you're able to, bend the knees as much as you need. Just stay here for a second. Head down. And very slowly just start coming up. We're going to take about 30 seconds. And I know this is going to feel really silly, but 30 seconds to come up to a standing position. And I just want you to move your body, whatever it's telling you to do. Kind of like swing your arms back and forth. Is there a little kink somewhere? Reach up, reach out, whatever. I know it feels silly, but do it anyways. 30 seconds, just come to a standing position. Right, how often when you get out of bed, do you actually get out of bed like this? Going, what does my body want me to do right now? How much better do you think you would feel when you got up out of bed if you did this? You might get some weird looks, but my husband doesn't even give me weird looks anymore. He knows what he married. He knows. He's like, oh goodness, what is she doing now? Really good. All right, so we're just going to stretch out the calves a little bit. So we do this stretch a lot when we're doing our warm up for our fitness classes. Standing nice and tall, just like you'll lift your right leg and then push it back. But I would like you to try to keep your toes pointing forward as much as you can. It's not like a warrior 2 where your foot is turned out. It's more like a warrior 1 where your both toes are pointing forward. Now this already might be a big stretch in your calf, okay? And for some of us, it's, meh, I'm kind of in between. I can feel it, but it's not causing me too much discomfort. So from here, kind of the same premise as what we did with the hip flexor, pushing that heel into the floor. I want you to start bringing your body forward a little bit, but keep that heel down. Keep pressing down, and bring your body forward. Hopefully you feel a little bit of a stretch, or I don't want to say pull, but it does feel a little bit like a pull, almost like there's a string, right? That's going all the way along the back of that calf, along the back of the leg. That's it. Keep that heel pressed down. That's really important. If you bring your heel up, you're going to take it out of that stretch. So if you have any issues with your calves, if you have any issues with your Achilles, this may be challenging for you. Now, if you feel like it's not enough, you might have your feet too close together. Try taking your feet wider. Press that heel down, push that heel into the floor. Breathe. And very slowly you can stand up and bring that foot forward. And we're going to switch to the other side. So the left leg can come up nice and tall. Step it back nice far, as far as you can, where you can get that heel down without it causing pain. Pressing the heel in, making sure the toes are pointing forward. That's how you're going to get that stretch in the calf. From here, deep breath in. And then as you keep pushing that heel down, push it down, bring your body forward. So you feel that line moving along your calf. And if you feel anything like it's going to spasm or it's going to cramp, please come out of that. You may just need to dial it back a little bit. Remember, we don't want any cramps in our calves, no Charlie horses or anything. Just stretch that out. And a lot of times, especially if you're used to a lot of strength training or a lot of cardio, your muscles are used to contracting all the time, right? When we walk, our muscles contract all the time. And when we get into a stretch, the first thing that happens is that tension that we feel, that's a stretch reflex. It's actually a contraction. And it takes the body, depending on how often you stretch, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute and a half for the body to go, oh, you want me to lengthen the muscle now. And usually you can feel when that happens. When all of a sudden the body, it's not contracting anymore. It's like, oh, there, it's letting go a little bit. So when you're doing your stretching at home, especially those of you that are doing the Ignite program, a big component of this is self-care. There is going to be a little bit of stretching each day. Good, and very slowly come on up out of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn to the front, keeping our feet nice and wide. Just going to do a little inner thigh, little hips. So from here, I just want you to come to one side, keeping one leg straight, then the other one. Don't go too deep that it hurts your knees. Up and over to the other side. I always find by the end of a day, my knees start to bother me a little bit. For those of you that are new and don't know, I am blessed with my grandmother's and my mother's arthritis in their knees. My grandmother had it right from when she was in her late 30s. My mother had it from 40s and 50s. And I am almost 47 now. And I'm still doing okay. I'm doing good. So I think it comes down to learning things, right? And becoming aware of what you can do and how you can treat yourself. I don't know, I don't think Mom is here tonight. Mom joins us sometimes from Newfoundland. I haven't seen her since January and I miss her terribly. So this is our little way of connecting sometimes. Bring it over. But she did my 8-week body challenge this fall. And she is 73 and she lost 14 pounds. And I am so flippin' proud of her. Good. All right. So this time what we're going to do is I want you to bring your hands a little bit lower so they come to the floor. Now I want you to go across so that your hands stay on the floor and you move your body nice and slow. So you're staying low. You're not coming up in between this time. Let's go back the other way. And when she lost the weight, she said it actually felt better in her ankles and her knees and her hips. I was so happy, so proud of her. So even at 73, folks, it can be done when you take care of yourself. And I've been doing this for 13 years, and that was the first time she ever did one of my programs. Really good. Come across. Oh, really good. We're going to hold this one now. We're going to bring this down. We're going to hold it if you're able to. If you need a block or you need to put your hands on something, that's perfectly okay to do that. But if you can, bring your hands down. Just stretch that inner thigh a little bit. And let's go one more time over to the other side, and we're going to hold it there for a breath or two. Again, if you need, if you have something that mimics a block, or if you have a block, right, you can find what works for you there. Good, and let's come back to the center. If you need to bend your knees in order to touch the floor, do that. Or you can use that block again, and we're just going to let our head drop. And I really just want you to think about letting everything go along the spine, along the back of the neck, along the back of the shoulders and the head. And just take some deep breaths. And maybe, like you're saying a really slow no to somebody. Just kind of move your head just a little bit, just to make sure there's no tension there. You're not holding on to it. Let it relax. If at any time, remember, if you're getting dizzy, lightheaded, or if you have any sinus issues, this might be a problem. Just come on out of it. That's okay. We're only going to stay here for a few more breaths. Really good. And from here, you can walk your feet together. Bend your knees as much as you need. Hang out over, even if your chest can come down and your belly and your chest can lay on your thighs. Bend your knees as much as you need. I'm going to turn to one side. And from here, we're just going to step back into that plank. So one foot back, hands directly underneath the shoulders. Take the other foot back, hold that there. If you can, walk the hands forward just a little bit more. And then we're going to push back into that downward dog. Adjust your body, whatever you need. Don't feel like you're locked into position, please. Always adjust your body. Really good. All right, we're going to go into a little bit of a glute stretch now. So we're going to take the left leg, extend the left leg up, and this time I want you to bring it all the way through so that your knee is forward. Oh, I'm losing my microphone. And your back leg is back. So you can point the toe. You're up nice and tall. Hopefully you can see that okay. My clothes are kind of blending into the floor tonight. I hope you can see that okay. So what we're doing is we're keeping the hips forward. If your bum is down and you feel like you're leaning, I need you to come up and make sure your hips are straight forward. So you want to feel a stretch along that glute right here. If you're able to and you want to come up, you can, but I do recommend not coming down here. Because again, the same thing as when we were doing the hip flexors, this is a beautiful back stretch, but it's not really stretching the glute very much, and that's what we want to do. Stretch out that glute, the bottom. They get tired, all the work that we do. The exercise that we do, the walking we do, and then unfortunately the planting ourselves on our butt that we do, that actually causes a lot of our problems, is the way we sit in our car. How many people are leaners when you're in your car? You lean to one side, you lean on the armrest. That's a challenge for you this week. That's a little bit of homework this week. I challenge you to pay attention to see how many times you let your body get out of that neutral alignment, whether you're leaning, if you're a mom, you're sticking your hip out, right? I still do that. I can't lift any of my children anymore, but I still stick my hip out as if I have a baby on my hip. Really good. Now we are just going to come over just for a second. If you're able to, only go as low as you can. If you can't come to the floor, that's okay. And just round out the spine a little bit over that leg, if you're able to. Take another breath or two here. Good. Let's walk that back a little bit. Bring that leg back. We're going to go into that plank again. Oh, my hips are popping tonight. This is interesting. I'm giving myself a chiropractic treatment tonight. Into a nice plank. Let's lift that other leg. Pull that knee through. Nice and tall. Really good. Beautiful. Everyone, that looks really good. They're looking really good. I'm just checking my notes here against the time to make sure we're doing okay. It's one of those things that, and I'm guilty of not stretching enough as well. I really might ask my chiropractor. I'm really guilty of not stretching enough. And then I think, oh, I don't want to stretch. But then when I start, I'm like, oh, it feels so good to stretch. Really good. Allow. So hopefully it's maybe a little inner thigh as well, but definitely you want to feel that on the outside of that glute. Just a couple of more breaths here and then we'll lay down over that leg. You're doing really good, everyone. You're taking care of your body tonight. We need this more than we realize. Even when we're in the middle of it, trust me, I started yoga about 15 years ago, not teaching, just doing it, maybe even a little bit longer than that. And I hated it. I was constantly like, okay, what's next? What's next? And if you feel that way, if you feel like you can't do yoga because it's too slow, it's because you need yoga. Trust me. Let's come on out over. Let's lay down over that leg. If you're able to, only go as low as comfortable for you. Stretch that out. I'm feeling this one a little bit on my inner thigh of that right leg right now. Stretching will always tell you what areas of your body are tight. Somebody could do this and say, oh, I feel it in my glute or along my IT band. Somebody else can say, oh, I feel that in my inner thigh. Right? Yoga or yoga poses or stretching, it's not a one size fits all. All of our bodies are created differently. And that's tough sometimes when we go to a yoga class and everybody is super duper bendy and they can do all these beautiful poses and back bends. And I go, yeah, no. Good. And that's okay. It's okay to find what works for you. Come on back up. Let's bring that foot back into that plank. Very slowly, we're going to lower ourselves down to the floor. If you need to come to your knees, come to your knees. Lower down. And just a little tiny stretch there. Doesn't have to be very big, just pressing through the hands. Little tiny stretch up. And lower back down. And let's push back into that child's pose. So you have the option tonight, 2 different child's pose. If your knees are together and your body is rounding out over your legs, it's more of a back stretch. If you like, you can keep your toes together, bring your knees apart, bring your body down between your hands. That's more of a hip opener. So you choose, and you can stretch the hands out if you want to open up the spine and the rib cage a little bit more, or you can just take this as a little bit of recovery and bring your hands in and just relax. Now, hopefully, everyone got the email on Saturday. If you have a towel or a belt or something that resembles something like that, you're going to need that. Or I guess not need it, you'll probably need it. So this would be a good time if you need to go and just grab a little hand towel, or if you have a belt, anything like that that's close by. And very slowly, we are going to roll over. And I'm going to take a sip of my tea before it gets cold, and then we're going to lie down on our back. It's getting cold. Okay. So I have my belt here, but you can use a towel, whatever works for you. And then we're going to roll right on down onto our back. And we're going to start first pretty much in that exact same position that we were at the very beginning, where we were seated with our legs straight out. We're going to take both feet and put them in the towel or the belt and see if you can straighten those legs. So as you think about it, right, this looks exactly like this, which is how we started, right? So we're just, just down on our back a little bit. Legs straight up. See if you can press those knees straight and pull the toes back. If that is too much for you, you might be here, and that's okay. All right. Press the heels away, pull the toes back. See if you can straighten out those legs. I'm going to get you to leave your right foot there. Bring your left foot down. Now you can bend the left leg or you can have it straight, depending. Your lower back will tell you what you can do. And we're going to take the belt or the towel into the right hand And very slowly, keeping the legs straight, see if you can bring that out to the side a little bit. Now, don't worry what you're able to do. I can, for some reason, I can open my leg this way, no problem, but when we go the other direction, it barely goes anywhere. So again, everybody's body's different. Somebody else might really struggle with this one, and then the other side, it might be really easy. Depends on how your hips were made. We're all slightly different. Really good. Breathe through that. Bring that up. Now, without letting the glutes come off the floor, without letting the bottom come off the floor, try, oh, so tight, try crossing your leg. My leg barely crosses the midpoint of my body here. I am so tight through my IT band. I guess that's what doing 6 classes a week will do to you, right? That's why that stretching is so important. That's why the self-care is so important. I don't know if you can see from here, but I have little circle bruises all up and down my arm and across my back because I had some fire cupping done on Friday night. And she left some beautiful little love marks for me. I have big round hickeys on my back. Good, bring it up. Let's bend that knee, pulling the knee towards the armpit. And just hold that there. Beautiful. Really good, everyone. You're doing great. I'm starting to lose track of time. How are we doing for time? After we do the other leg, I'll double check our time. Good, bring that leg up. We're gonna hold on to the belt or the towel again. Let's bring the other foot up again. And see if one leg feels longer than the other. One leg is definitely moving better than the other now. Let's take the right leg out. You can either bend it, put the foot on the floor, or extend that leg. This one is not going to go as far. So I'm here, that's where I can keep my leg straight. It's not up where the other one was. Kind of knew that all the evening. I've been feeling that in that leg. Just take a little breath here, breathe through it. Pull the toe back. Trying to keep that leg straight. Feel that stretch along the calf, along the hamstring. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, see if you can pull it up just a little bit more. Really good. And I'm going to have to slide away from my doors here a little bit in order to do this one. So from here, leg straight or bent, we're going to bring that leg out to one side. Really good. Open up. Again, if that feels too much, you might have to bend that knee. Okay, just do what you can do. Pay attention to your body. Try not to let your body roll. You want both butt cheeks, both bum cheeks down on the floor. You don't want to be rolling. Deep breath in. And bring that back up. Very slowly. Try. Mine doesn't go. Cross the midpoint of the body, but keep the bum down on the floor. See if you can bring it across, but keeping your bum down. If your tailbone has come off the floor, you've gone way too far. We're trying to stretch out the glute, which is the bottom. So you've got glute maximus, minimus, and medius. You're going to hear me talk about those in some of the classes. We're stretching a little IT band, which is a lot of fascia down the side of your leg. Good. And let's bring that up. And once again, let's bring both feet in. I'm just going to slide back onto my mat. Let's bring both feet in. Bring it up nice and tall. And you're going to stay there. I'm going to roll up because I just need to check the time. Oh my goodness. Time goes so fast. Really good. Oh, do you know what I forgot? I'm so sorry. Let's take that leg back out. I'm sorry. Let's bring that knee into that armpit. Yeah, we need that stretch, right? Sorry about that. Really good. Just breathe. Really good. And let's bring that up. Let's bring both feet in again. I have about 2 minutes, and I'm going to get us to stretch the hamstrings just a little bit more, okay? And this is not really yoga. This is more facilitated stretching that we do as personal trainers, where we would actually help somebody stretch their hamstrings, but I'm going to teach you how to do it yourself, and it is a wonderful tool to have. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring the band down a little bit lower, so it's kind of on the lower part of your calf. All right. You can have the other leg straight or bent, whatever you prefer. And what I want you to do is I want you to get that leg as straight as you can, bringing it as high as you can. Don't force it. All right. You'll see what I mean now in a second. So you're holding on to the towel or the belt, and we're going to count to 5. And when you do that, I want you to hold on to that towel with everything you have, and you're going to try to push that leg to the floor. All right, you ready? And go. Press the leg to the floor, but hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pull back. See if that goes just a little bit further. All right, we're going to try that again. Ready? And press it towards the floor. 5, 4, as hard as you can. 3, 2, 1. Keeping it straight, pull it back. There you go. And we're going to do that one more time. Ready? Go. Press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull back. Ah, there it is. Sometimes the third one is the charm. So let's go just a little bit, training those muscles. We're just going to hold that there. Really good. Want to do one more glute stretch? Yeah? Yes? One more glute stretch? Come on, let's do one more. Let's take that leg. You can move the belt. Let's just cross that leg over. So the right heel or the right ankle is on top of the left thigh. We're going to reach through. We're going to grab a hold of the left hamstring and pull those legs up. You can relax the head. Take a couple of deep breaths in here. So hopefully you're feeling that on the outside of that glute on the bent leg. Breathe through that. Really good. We won't stay here very long just because we're running out of time. Let's bring that leg down. Bring that out, and let's do the same thing with the other leg. So the left leg comes up. You want to take the towel or the band around the bottom part of the calf. Making the leg as straight as you can, bring it as high as you can. So it might be here, but the leg has to be straight in order for this to work for the hamstring. If you bend your knee at all, you're working more glutes. Okay, so to get the hamstring, that leg has to be straight. You ready? We're going to press it towards the floor, but hold on to your towel or belt. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull back. Just a little bit. So you're not pulling a lot with the belt. You're pulling your leg back, using the muscles in the leg to pull it back. The belt is just there to hold it in place. Ready? Let's do that again. Press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull back. There you go. Keep that leg straight. We're going to do that one more time. Ready? And go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull back. And hopefully that let go just a little bit for you. Hold that there. One more breath. This time as you exhale, let's cross the leg over. You can put that belt to one side. The ankle is resting on top of the right thigh. Reach through, grab that right hamstring, pulling the legs up. Bring the head back. And hopefully you're feeling that stretch on the outside of the glute of that bent leg. Beautiful. That's fantastic, everyone. Very slowly bring that leg to the floor. Unravel the legs. You can extend the legs nice and straight, but be careful. Do this very slowly, just in case there's any kinking up in your back, in your lower back or your hips. If you like, just kind of flop your feet in and out, in and out. If you like, you can bring your hands overhead. Again, be careful, doing everything slowly. Just give that a little shake. Take a deep breath in, stretch it all out. And we are going to go into some relaxation. We're only going to do about 7 or 8 minutes. So whatever you need to do to get yourself relaxed, if you need to get a blanket or a sweatshirt or a sweater or a pair of socks or pillows under your knees, whatever you need to do, I'm going to have a seat and drink my cold tea. And I just want you to find a comfy spot. So again, it's not going to be very long. We're just going to do a few minutes. Maybe not even that. It might only be 5 minutes. And we'll just do about 2 minutes at the very end of silence. So if you hear the silence, don't worry. I haven't disappeared quite yet. But if you fall asleep, like I said, I'll just turn it off. All right, find a nice comfy position, seated or laying down, whatever is comfortable for you, wherever you need to be. If you're comfortable lying down and you want to get all comfy, you do that. Okay? And we're just going to close our eyes if you're comfortable with that. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take another deep breath in and exhale. Bring your attention to the top of your head and let it relax. Feel that relaxation move down over your forehead, your eyes, temples. Feel the bridge of your nose relax, your cheekbones, your ears, and the back of your head. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue, relax your throat, relax the back of your neck. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax your entire head. Feel that relaxation move down over the shoulders, the tops of your arms, your elbows, forearms, wrists, the back of your hands, the palms of your hands, and your fingers. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let both arms go heavy and let them relax. Feel that relaxation now move across your chest, down over your ribs, diaphragm, belly, pelvis. Let it relax. Relax the back of your shoulders, down your spine, relax your ribs, mid back, lower back, and your tailbone. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax your entire upper body. Feel that relaxation move now into your hips. And as if somebody was placing a warm blanket across your legs, feel that relaxation down the top of your legs, your thighs and your hamstrings, the back of your knees, the front of your knees. Relax your shins, relax your calves, ankles, heel, the top of your feet, your toes, and finally relax the bottom of your feet. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax your entire lower body. This time, as you inhale, I want you to imagine that you're inhaling through the bottom of your feet. And as you do, that warm, beautiful oxygen moves all the way up your body. Take a big inhale in. Feel that oxygen move all the way up through your entire body. Keep breathing in all the way to your forehead. And then when you exhale, feel that air move all the way down your body as though it's escaping through the bottom of your feet. Do that again. Deep inhale as if you're breathing in through the bottom of your feet. Feel that air move up through your body, through your legs, your chest, all the way up to your forehead. And this time when you exhale, it's going to take any last little bit ache and pain out of your body, all the way down through your body. And it pulls every bit of tension out through the bottom of your feet. Let it go. Pay attention to your breath, nice and slow. And for the next 2 minutes, just breathe. And you can slowly start wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, shifting your body or your head, whatever you feel you need to do. And if you're lying down at your own time, and if you like, just roll over to whichever side is most comfortable for you. And then very slowly, when you're ready, again, only if you'd like to and you're comfortable, keeping your eyes closed, come on up to a seated position. And then once you're there, you can very slowly start opening your eyes, letting the light back in. And I want to thank you so much for being with me this evening. I appreciate you all so much. For those of you that have just started with me with the program, we're in for an exciting week. We have class on Tuesday night and Thursday night at 6:30. That is our strength circuits. Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. is Tabata Fit Camp. Saturday morning, and if you don't know what Tabatas is, don't worry, you'll know. You'll learn after Wednesday. Saturday is I do the outdoor fit camp, but I still stream it so that you can still join us live. Or if you're in Fall River and you want to come to the class, feel free. And then Saturday morning, we have Weekend Warrior. So please, and all the recordings are always up, including this one. This recording will be up now until 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday night. So you can do this again if you really enjoyed it. And any of the recordings are available to you. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much. Please go and have a wonderful evening. Take care. If anybody wants to talk to me, I will turn off the recording just so you don't appear on the recording.